Hi, my name is Daniel COFFEY. I'm a senior here at Morris Catholic, and I will be playing younger Edward Bloom in Big Fish the Musical, April 26th through 28th. So Edward Bloom is a really crazy young guy who is obsessed with a lot of things, and he's very naturally talented at basically anything he can do, so that tends to make people a little bit upset. But he has this very thick country accent, so I actually had to research that a lot. So I listened to a lot of Blake Shelton and watched American Idol, and I don't even know. I just would watch the movie and try and copy the actor's voice, and it was very difficult, but I think I got it.
Hi, I'm Gabby Sanchez. I'm a senior at Morris Catholic, and I'm portraying the role as younger Sandra. She's very kind and sweet, and she is the wife of the main character, Edward Bloom. And my character, you first meet her during the circus, and that's when they first find love. You just kind of see her transform throughout the whole show, and she's a very stable wife, and you just can see how much love Edward has for her and she has for her husband, and it's just very sweet.
I'm Anthony DOTZMAN. I'm in grade 12 at Morris Catholic, and I play the part of Edward Bloom. I'm the older version, so there's a younger version which is played by Danny Coffey, and there's an older version, and that's kind of where the dynamic of the play splits apart. My character is a father and a storyteller. He gets a lot of enjoyment out of sharing his tall tales with his son or with his family, and they really get a lot of fun out of them. The show's a lot of fun. It's very enjoyable here. You got a large, talented cast, a lot of dedicated people. Stage crew's great, Miss Bauer's great. I mean, it just makes the whole thing very enjoyable. For my entire time doing the shows, I've never once had a complaint. So that whole environment here is very fun.
My name is Gavin McDonald. I'm a senior at Morris Catholic, and this is my 4th year doing the show. So in the play, I'm the older version of Will Bloom, and Will's a very interesting character. On one part of his life, he's dealing with having a son, which he doesn't know how to grapple with. But at the other time, while he's going through this emergence of fatherhood, he's also going ahead and dealing with his own problems as a childhood and his relations with his dad. I think this play speaks to a lot of people, different relationships people have. It talks about love, it talks about death. And I don't think you can always get that in a play, but this one portrays it in a way that's just beautiful.
Hi, my name is ANALISA CARDIN. I'm a senior, and I'm playing Josephine Bloom this year in Big Fish. And just a little bit about Josephine. She's married to Will, and she's kind of the character that tries to mesh everything together. She's never very doubtful of Edward's stories, and she kind of understands right from the beginning that Edward has a point to telling the stories, no matter how extraordinary or how much of a tale they are. I think it's really interesting because the past couple years, or last year, Footloose was a very different atmosphere, and this one is centered a lot around the family aspect of the true genuine love that a family shares. So it's really interesting to see, especially from our grade, the senior class, who's all very close with each other. I think it's been a great show to have because we've really been able to connect even more and grow as a cast and as a family.
Hi, my name is Isabella DIGIACOPO. I'm a senior here at Morris Catholic, and my character is older Sandra Bloom. And so Sandra is an older woman in her 60s, and her husband is Edward and her son is Will. And she is kind of the counterpart to Edward's enthusiasm. She kind of brings that calm balance, and she really is just the mediator between her husband and her son, because there's always that kind of conflict underlying during the show. This group is very talented, yes. We've had students from the senior class specifically audition at schools like NYU, Emerson, Syracuse, and Ithaca, like aforementioned, but yeah, a lot of talent. It's because this show has a little bit of everything. We have the tearjerkers, we have the big, beautiful dance numbers, there's some really intense acting, but there's also the fun, playful characters that'll make you laugh. There's kind of a touch of every part of musical theater in this show.
I'm Lizzie TERRACCIANO. I'm a senior, and I play young Will Bloom, which is the son, but the younger version of him, which is really fun because the show takes place in 2 different time periods of this man and his son's life. He's 6 years old, and he is wise beyond his years. His dad tells all these crazy stories, and he's entertained by them, but he doesn't believe any of them, and that kind of causes a strain from a very young age. there are certain movements, like they'd be like, okay, if you're a girl, like do your hands like this, and I can't do any of that stuff, and it was so funny. I remember thinking to myself, I was just like, don't pop your hip out, and then I was trying to keep my hands off of my hips, but then Gavin always puts his hands on his hips, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
You should come see Big Fish the Musical at Morris Catholic High School because it is the most fun you'll ever have at a show. Like, you would want to dance with us, you're gonna cry, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna do all the emotions. It's a very, very good story, and most people know it because it was a very popular movie. So you're gonna feel it in your heart, and you're definitely gonna love it.
You should come see this play because it's gonna be a blast. You're gonna enjoy the singing, you're gonna enjoy the story, you're gonna enjoy the way we portray it.
Come see Big Fish because it's gonna be larger than life.
I don't know. I think it's a really great show, and I really think everyone should come see it because just from rehearsals itself, I really think it'll be a life-changing experience for everyone that comes.